Hey guys, HAZOP H225 here. Attempt 5. Just gonna say that right now. And done. Regions of Ruin. Kinda missed the excitement I had the first two times. Had quite a few personal derps that have kinda made this a little bit of a start. But I'm still excited because I still want to play this for you guys. It's a 2D side-scroller RPG-ish mix of Kingdom and, well, RPGs. Kind of has a little bit of a Dungeons and Dragons feel to how some of the stats work. And for the purposes of how I play, because I'm a little bit of a gaming masochist and I like to do things the hard way, at least in games, I'm gonna go troll difficulty. It's hard. I actually even start dying on the first little intro sect, and it's just like, ugh. But it makes it fun that way. If Dwarf Fortress has taught me anything, losing is fun. Because if you win everything, where's the fun in that? It's like God mode boring. That's why I don't like meta builds in ESO. Because when you take that stuff into solo, it's just like, there's no fun to it, there's no challenge. That's why I mix it up in ESO. That's why I mix it up in other games. And I'm gonna warn you right now, before I get started in this, I do have a dwarf phase. Or not dwarf phase, but I'm very dwarfy. My personality kinda shifts between my normal voice and my dwarf voice. And one day I'm gonna unlock that, and I'm gonna play that on YouTube. First time is gonna be on YouTube. Since I haven't unlocked it, I haven't beat the game, we're gonna play on Troll. So cringe warning, and be warned, I'm probably gonna suck. Here we go. I'm already feeling it, dang it. Dwarven kin had led a golden age of complacency across the continent. The Great Centaur-Human War, however, caused the dwarves to shun the overworld. Their caste lords locked themselves into mountains for centuries. When the dwarves finally opened, ending centuries of silence, all was not as it should have been. What the dwarves discovered was that the entire continent had changed. Neither human nor centaur remained. The land, once bustling with activity and trade, was now peppered with goblin, lich, and kobold enclaves. The doors now opened. Countless thousands of covetous eyes turned to the undercities of the dwarves. Dwarven kin fought fiercely, were soon exiled to the surface, enslaved, captured, and ousted from their homes. Now, far from their mountain cores, far from their heritage, the dwarves slowly sought to reconquer the lands. With the dwarven race scattered, mere refugees and vagabonds, take a hero to bring them together and restore the once mighty Dwarven Kingdom. And yes, you're gonna have to, because even when I started playing, I couldn't help it. It just happens. And I'm much better off embracing it than I am trying to ignore it or suppress it. I'm a dwarf at heart. God damn it. Alright, WASD to move. That's pretty standard. Use E to interact with scenery and talk. It seems my wheel has broken off my wagon. I'll need some wood to get it fixed. Think it can help. 2 will almost always be your quests, rumors, occupations, advice, etc. Yes, I'll need about 10 wood to get it back up and on its feet. You might be able to find some around here. So again, you can use E to retrieve items from this chest and weapon rack and off of the ground. Press I to open your inventory. I have a lot of keybinds on my mouse, but they've all been rebound to the defaults. So the defaults don't change, at least in terms of the tutorial and all that. You can double click, right click, or drag items to equip them around. I prefer to right click. So we have a wooden buckler, 5 physical resist and 5 armor rating, and a short axe with 1 to 3 damage range, 2 max cleaving. This is the journal. See quest events in progress. And if we were to go back, we also have the compendium, which is currently empty. There is a strafe thing in here. Normally I didn't know about this until recently. There's strafing, and you have to actually bind that in the options. And track my inventory whenever I like. Now for the combat. Those are a little bit weird because of my mouse bindings. There's an enemy ahead. Make sure you equip a weapon. You will need something to strike with. I have it. We have a quick attack and a power attack. Holding shift will bring your shield up to block. And now get ready for me getting my butt kicked. When an enemy flashes red before an attack, it means they will be getting ready to power hit. Power hits break through the shield and do double damage to you. You can stop them by hitting it before they attack, so I'm just going to spam my attack. Think. So now they power attacked me, and I've been wounded. So here I have a lacerated thigh and a broken femur. And this keeps me from getting healed back up to full. Ow! Gosh. Yeah, and if you hit the shield, it'll stun you. Ooh. Dang it. Dang. Yeah, this is why I suck at this game, because the shield combat is a little bit wonky. What you can do, right there as you saw, is I backed up and got a power attack ready, which forced him to move forward right into my power attack. And this next part's gonna suck, because it's archers. Oh yeah, smash stuff. Just generally smash stuff. So archers, what you want to do is you want to bring your shield up and move in close. Or you can dash. I prefer to move in close with my shield. What happens is, if you hit them, it momentarily stuns them. You gotta watch out for that guy on top. See, I'm already sucking. Yeah, and they got past my shield. Oops, I clicked out of my box. Dang it. Yep. Try and get my... It got me. I tried to jump and dodge, but didn't quite work. Yeah. Alright, so now all I gotta do is knock this guy off his tower. And you gotta watch out, because when you jump, your shield goes down for a split second. Well, this is easy. Now I can just beat him to death. Chop him up into little bitty goblin bits. Yeah. That's what happens. Alright, so this next guy's facing the other way. You can sneak. 15 minutes in. I'm gonna cut a lot of that out and just show you me getting beat, and that'll take about 30 seconds. But 15 minutes it's taken me to get past this. I'm not counting the early ramble. So this is simple. If they're facing the other way, usually you can sneak up on them and think insta-gib. Yeah, I'm a little bit pissed now. It's a great way to start. But it makes it interesting, right? So So this guy's facing my way, but there's cover here that I can creep around behind. And so yeah, now he's suspicious, but he's like, huh? I don't see anything. I don't see no dwarf. What'd that sound? It sounded like grass moving? What the? Run! Yeah. Get out of here, goblin. He needs to come back, though. I'm not gonna try and engage him without, Where'd he go? Alright, fine. Have at thee. Let's see if I can sneak up on him again. Nope. Oh, well, he didn't see me right away, so I just kind of insta-gibbed him. Have you come to save me? Aye, I have. Thank the heavens, they were going to eat me. Please, I'm a trained physician. I'm sure you could use my services. Yeah. Not as much as the first few times. But still, grateful. There's a chest up here. There's a page. And a helm. Really weak helm, judging by the yellow icon there, but a helm nonetheless. Ah, the woodpile. Just what we need. I'm so thankful. I'm forever in your debt. I'll come with you, and hopefully stay out of trouble from now on. Aye, that would be good. Considering these goblins are bloody vicious, you really don't want to get captured again. I might not be able to save you the second time. We'll get to that in a little bit. I just want to get out of here. Have you found any timber to fix my wheel? Perfect. It should work just fine. With the wagon finally fixed, you'd head west. The area near the Vale is lush and expansive, more than enough to house hundreds of dwarves. You are unsure how many dwarves remain in these lands, but a strong rally shall beckon them, and your colony will grow. Alright. I feel like I can relax a little bit now, and I can talk about some of the other aspects of this game, instead of just bloody combat, which, frankly, that's going to be a huge part of it. There's a lot of combat. But there's also some problem solving, which we'll get to in a little bit, hopefully. I'm going to record for an hour, that's what I want to do. So let's build a campfire, and this is where you can level up, basically. And so we have one skill point to level. So use the tabs to switch between the different skill trees, and each tree progresses from left to right and specializes in a different form of combat. There's attacking, throwing, shielding, and power hitting. Large icons are your abilities. You can toggle between them. Smaller icons are your passives and will stay in effect. Pretty straightforward. Excuse me. Now. Ugh. Stupid. My coffee's causing me some internal troubles. I want to stress something here with your attributes. Your constitution, dexterity, and strength. Or con, dex, and strength. Strength and constitution is what I was primarily going with my initial save game. But I learned later on that dexterity is very good to have. Definitely want to have a lot of dexterity as you go on. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go bottom up. I'm going to level constitution, then dex, and then strength. We have one skill point to use. All our base stats here. They're pretty self-explanatory: penetration, crit damage, crit chance, your damage ranges, armor rating, and your resistances, experience, overall levels, and where your skill points go. I'm going to quickly skim over the skills. I already know what they do, for the most part, considering I've done this 4 times. Your quick slash, extra knockback, double all armor penetration, armor pen. I'm going to call it AP. Double all AP when quick slashing. Increase damage via bleed damage over time. Increase your crit chance. This will go slash slash slash. Or, what is it? Swish switch stab from Red vs. Blue. Reduce damage, but quicker hits. Better for getting crits, I think. Faster quick slashes. Never get blocked, but reduce damage. Dash and attack simultaneously. Do 4 times damage to stunned enemies instead of 2. When using unblockable, hitting shielding enemies will stun them instead of you. Surprise melee attacks on enemies will deal 12 times damage. Better sneaking, move quicker, stay hidden easier, and inflict a poison attack. Mastery of all blades, double melee damage. And all melee strikes will have no cleaving limit. I'm gonna go over to my inventory real quick. 3 max cleaving, which means if there's a lot of enemies stacked up at once, you can only hit 3 of them. I don't know how it's determined. So that makes for a very good, that's very good. I actually do go for that pretty early on, or I try to. This is the throwing skill tree. Unlock the first ability to be able to throw axes, which is a recommended skill, and I would definitely agree. So we're gonna go with that. You've unlocked the throwing axe ability. Hold F to aim, release it when you're ready to throw, and throwing axes can pierce multiple targets, and can also be used while sneaking to destroy scenery and make enemies suspicious. It's a good way to get them to turn around if you do it right. So real quickly, there's the skill. I'll show you how to use that in a second. You can reduce the cooldown, extra knockback, and apply bleeds. Enable grappling axes that will pull enemies to yourself, and this can stun them. Enable this ability to increase the speed at which you throw axes, greater distances, double crits with throwing axes, more damage the longer you aim your axe. So the longer you aim the axe, the further it goes, and the further it goes, the more damage you do, up to double at max distance. At this one, his ability, you can throw 2 axes at a reduced speed, slightly it says, and allows you to throw 3 axes instead of 2. Double damage, grappling. Shielding, already enabled. So here we have some passives, double base element resistances. Dash while shielding to stun, move twice as fast. This one will block 100% of the damage when shielding. I believe this only blocks 90%. So this is good when facing off against bigger, tougher enemies, but you move slower. Have the length of stuns achieved when shielding. Enable this ability to regenerate health while shielding, but at a lower rate. Reduce the chance of being heavily wounded. Enemies get stunned twice as long by being blocked or bashed. And there is an ability here to enable shield bash when you start shielding. Reflect 100% of received damage back onto enemies. Hitting enemies with your shield does damage based off your armor rating, so heavier armor ratings will do much more damage. I haven't gotten that far yet in any of these trees, but I have managed to get to this one with cleaving. And these 3 down here will double the armor rating of your helms, body armor, and shields. And finally with power hitting, to get through this, actually on a better time than I was the first time. Can enable this ability to do a 3 times damage power hit with the right mouse button. That's what you saw me doing in the beginning. Increase the speed. This ability here will ground slam, which will knock enemies airborne, and doubles the stun length. This other ability above it will double the damage with the power hits, but will get blocked by shields. And there's a passive here that doubles the time enemies are stunned by power hits. Power hits can do 4 times the damage with this passive to stunned enemies instead of 2. Double the push force of all power hits, so again, knockback. This ability here will create a blowing force with your power hits, doing 25% of your total damage. I believe that's like a wind or like a shockwave. This here will reduce the stamina cost by 30%. Your power hits can ignore all armor, which is very, very useful. There's another passive here. Blowing Force does 50% of your damage. Power hitting a stunned enemy has a 10% chance to knock out. I don't know if that's an extensive stun or just an insta-kill. Boss is not included, of course. Power hits can have twice the chance to critical hit an enemy is stunned. And critical hits are doubled in damage for power hits. Now, I already put my skill point in to throwing. I'll show you how that works real quick. We got some bunnies over here. Charge it up and you can hit multiple enemies, and this is just a stamina-based ability. There's no ammunition limit on it. Which is good if you're having trouble and you're out range and you need to hit things at a distance. Could have been useful earlier, you know? And we have over here the options for storage, tavern, blacksmith, and an apothecary. Same options over here, in case you're wondering. I hit that bunny. Got him! This is a great place to start a settlement. All we need is a couple of workers to help gather materials. If we help our kin, they would surely aid us. There's a goblin encampment nearby. Perhaps they've captured one of our brothers. There's also a farm nearby. It should be a good place to get food if we ever needed any. We could also use a storage tent to keep more supplies for constructions. Yes, a storage tent would be a good start for the settlement. You'll need to gather some wood and leather to build one. And pay close attention to runes, especially if they're still lit. It means they still serve a purpose. We'll get into that later, the runes. I need to get a pad of paper or something to write these down. Maybe I'll open up my paint program that I use. That way I can record that out of game.